You've tuned in to the Tag Team Talent Podcast. Here's a guy, now listen to this. Here's a guy who produced comedy, music, and live entertainment for well over 40 years. Isn't that amazing? 40 years? That's older than me. Now he's producing this show. Yes, this very show. Here he is, Scott Edwards.
Hey, welcome back to the Tag Team Talent Podcast. I have 3 more great comedy videos for you. And hey, look, it's my good friend Al Skinner, comic magician extraordinaire. Welcome back to the show.
Great.
You've been on the show a couple times as a co-host.
Yeah.
You always bring us a little bit of magic.
Sure.
It's so exciting to have him on the show, folks. I'm sure he's got something. Did you bring something today?
I did. I brought this little card with it's a black card with a spot on it.
Oh.
There's 1 spot on this side, and there are 4 spots on this side. There's 3 spots on this side.
What? Wait a minute.
And 5 spots on this side. No, let's start again. So there's 1 spot on this side.
Okay.
There's 4 spots on this side.
Wow.
3 spots on this side. 6 spots on this side. All right. So look, you probably figured it out by now. There's actually 2 spots here. See, when I hold it like this, 1 spot. But if I hold it like this, you think I'm covering the other one. You think there's 3 spots. Same thing here. 4 spots. Oh no. When I hold it like this, you think there's 6 spots, but there's really only 5 spots there. And the thing with this thing is, let me just show you. Again, you got 2 spots here. What you want to do is you want to make sure you keep that covered so that no one sees that.
What the heck?
And the same thing over here. 4 spots or 5 spots or 6 spots. No, there's this spot's all the way on. Wait a minute. Hold it.
Wait a minute.
There's 3 there. Huh. You know, whenever I do this trick, I always seem to see spots before my eyes.
Oh, wow, that was amazing. Good job.
I used to do that for when I was doing children's magic a million years ago, and they always loved it. I'm just going to set it down over here.
It's a great illusion because the eye does expect. Right. The mind in the eye sees what it sees.
Exactly.
And that really makes it work. But, well, ladies and gentlemen, what a great way to start the show. Thank you, Al.
Let's do it. All right.
We have some great videos. The first one's kind of short because our last one's a little longer. This is a good friend of mine. His name's Mack Dryden. He's also from back east and happens to be from Tennessee. We were just talking about another comic from back there. Yeah. And he used to be part of the comedy team Mack and Jamie. And these guys were so funny. One of the top comedy teams back in the 80s and 90s. In fact, they had their own TV show called Comedy Break. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and check it out. But Mack is older, as we all are, and he's still doing a little bit of comedy and acting. Let's see this new bit.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Mack Dryden.
How fancy this place was when I walked into my room and saw that $7 bottle of water they left in there for my convenience. And I'm thinking it must be a real hassle for them, keeping up with the accounting. So for their convenience, I drank mine and filled it back up in the sink. Yeah, $7 for a beverage. If I don't get a buzz, I'm not paying. Sorry. In the bathroom, they've got one of those magnifying mirrors, which is fine for you ladies with your smooth faces. But for us guys, that is entirely too much information. We're just whiskers and pores, you know. I looked into that thing first thing this morning. I looked like a colander with nose hair. But here's a tip, fellas. When you get out of the shower, if you'll just walk over to that thing, it will boost your self-esteem. I'm telling you. Start your day out right, like anything is possible. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of short comedy by Mack Dryden.
I like him.
He is
great.
You know, what's great is he has all those years' experience as a part of a comedy team. So as a soloist, I think he kind of kept up his comedy chops. A short little bit, but Mack Dryden.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Al Skinner is a comic magician available for hire. You're still working at private functions, family events. How would people reach you?
Hey, it's real easy. It's alskinner.net, not .com, because that's a basketball coach, Al Skinner. It's alskinner.net. You can tell I'm not exactly the size for a basketball coach. Anyway, alskinner.net. You'll find me there.
Hey, be sure to do that. He is so good, really good magician, but very funny.
Thank you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of funny,
Yeah.
a good friend of mine who got a start out of the Bay Area, went on to be a regular on Everybody Loves Raymond. He was a big fan, or actually a big fan of his was David Letterman, who had him on his show many, many times. Andy Kindler.
I love this guy.
And Andy and I talked recently. He sent me this video. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Andy Kindler.
These jokes only work where pot is legalized. I live in LA. I spend about $300 a month on pot-oriented, everything. Pot soda, pot soap, pot cream. I use pot lip balm. Sometimes my lips feel anxious. The joke seemed like it was an hour long. I don't know what this is, but I hope it's not my hook. I have a friend who has myasthenia gravis, and it's a serious disease. He's doing okay, and you can live a normal life, but he's doing okay. Otherwise, this would be a horribly inappropriate joke. Thank you. Myasthenia gravis sounds like a disease that was named by Jerry Lewis. I have myasthenia gravis. It's a strange disease that affects your muscles, and your muscles can get weak, and it can affect your facial muscles. Like one of the symptoms is a blank, expressionless face. What are the odds that half the people who have come to my shows for the last 20 years suffered from myasthenia gravis? I mean, how do I know? Maybe I was killing. They couldn't show it. Other symptoms include compulsively checking your watch, falling asleep during premises, involuntary craning of the neck to see what people behind you are laughing at. How come on Dateline people in small towns don't think there's murder? We here in Youngstown, Ohio, it was a small town, so we never locked our doors, and we like to leave our wallets on the lawn at night to air out. What's the matter with you? Do you think it's a small town? You're not going to be... You can have two people that are going to murder each other. I wish a Dateline would start out like this. Nobody liked Angela. She was a horrible person. Rude. Who wouldn't want to kill her? That's what we... I'm doing a remake of Starsky and Hutch. It's called Quinoa and Kale. Quinoa and Kale. Two cops who break all the rules except for their strict vegan diet. You know where this joke leads to? A show called Risotto and Aisles. Think I want to do it? I can't get the pun people off my back. People who have dental implants are bothering me. First of all, the commercials are like, I couldn't live my life. I was in the garage for 40 years because I was afraid to show people. And then they say, now I can eat corn on the cob. You don't deserve dental implants if you're eating corn on the cob. You kidding me? That's disgusting. I celebrated the day that they figured out how to get the corn off the cob. I don't want a massage with a happy ending. I'm looking for a cliffhanger. I'd like a massage with a tearjerker ending. I would like a massage with a Sopranos-style ending. Even though I didn't get...
Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Kindler. He is kind of like the comics comic. A lot of inside jokes and a lot of just saying bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he is so...
I like it when a funny comic is somewhat dying out there. And they don't know what to do, but they keep on plugging away and finally gets the audience going. So
well, he has such a unique character, and I think that's why Letterman really appreciated him. But anyway, Letterman and people like me, and apparently you, like people like Andy Kindler because they're coming out of left field all the time, but it is kind of funny. The audiences are kind of like, oh, what's going on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had Mack Dryden and Andy Kindler, but hey,
yes,
Al, it's time for the classic rewind.
Oh, my favorite part.
Now, I knew you were going to be here today, so I lined up something special.
All right.
There's a comic magician out there. I haven't heard what he's been doing lately.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you'll catch us up. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Kornhauser. So what's going on with Mark?
Well, Mark's retired and living up in northern Idaho in the mountains somewhere. I don't know him personally, but we have common friends. Matter of fact, our friend Larry Wilson's a friend of him, and Mark Caitlin, another buddy of mine, who also lives up in Reno. Anyway, they keep up with him, and he's up. I think it's in northern Idaho that he's in the mountains.
He used to be. I'm sorry, probably still is. A very funny comic magician.
Yes.
Worked my club many times. So, ladies and gentlemen, our classic rewind: comic magician Mark Kornhauser.
Oh, he remembers my energy. A lot of times I do like the old punny puppet bit, which is really sort of a mundane little thing here. I brought him anyway. But I could do something more sensational. What I could do is I could make a large puff of smoke appear right here. And then, emerging from that puff of smoke, a large, genuine Bengal tiger. Wow! Yeah. Something you rarely see in Sacramento. Let's do this. I'm going to give you a choice, though, because I don't care. Which would you rather I did? The tiger or the old bunny puppet? Bunny puppet! We want the bunny puppet! Bunny puppet! Bunny puppet! We want the bunny puppet! Yeah! All right. Want the bunny puppet? I can do the bunny puppet. You'll be glad you chose this. This is so much artsier than the old tiger crap that you see every day. There he is. His name is Uffy. This is easy to say without moving the lips. How do you do, Uffy? You mean what's happening? Well, as you know, Uffy, today we're going to test the effects of the average marijuana Marlboro cigarette on the average yellow rabbit. Yeah, in order to do so, first you must smoke from this average marijuana cigarette, and then report back to us the psychological effects. I'm hopper. Sorry, I'm hopper. It's hip, Uffy, not hopper. Yeah, ready? Yeah, here goes. All right, let it out. Not yet. Uffy, come on, let it out. Not yet. Uffy, come on, no fool around. Just exhale, let it out. All right, Uffy, how do you feel? Cotton mouth. I mean, psychologically, Uffy, how do you feel? Well, yeah. It seems as if space and time have oriented themselves in such a way as to create a gap between my sensory experience and what I know to be awareness, and it's exacerbating late schizophrenic tendencies of which I've been heretofore unaware. Uffy, what are you smoking? Want some more? Yeah, okay, here goes. Okay, Uffy, let it out. Not yet, Uffy, come on, no fooling around, let it out. I'm hyperventilating. You're not hyperventilating. Now, come on, Uffy, just let it out. Exhale. All right, Uffy. How do you feel now, Uffy? How do you feel now, Uffy? Yeah. Uffy, about what in general? In general, about what? You feel any sudden impulses, urges, inclinations, anything like that? Yeah. I feel a sudden urge to chop off your foot and make a keychain out of it. Like for good luck? No, but it would keep the farmers off my ass. Yes. Want some more? I'm not sure. I'm sure. Go ahead. Okay, here goes. This will be much easier. All right, Uffy, no fooling around, just exhale, let it out, come on. There you go, yeah. Oh, good one, too. I think the front row appreciates this more than you realize. Okay. All right, Uffy, how do you feel now? This is embarrassing. What do you mean? This is embarrassing. What do you mean? Well, yeah. I'm sexually aroused. You're what? I'm sexually aroused. Nothing to be embarrassed about having people, bunnies, everything else. Yeah, but when I get sexually aroused, Yeah. Uh-oh. Well. Yeah. When I get to, yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, no! How humiliating. Say goodnight. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Kornhauser and the pot-smoking rabbit. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen that. It's great.
Isn't that so funny? He had
good.
the smoke coming out of the bunny and then the ears, the reaction to pot. Now remember, this was recorded back in the 80s. Mark was a young comic magician working all over the country, did a fair amount of TV, very successful. But for a magician, it must be interesting watching other magicians.
I'm watching it from a little different angle, and I'm thinking that would still play great today since pot's legal and everything in California. So that would
pot was illegal then. That's a good point.
But that would play well now. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing that's funny, it was kind of hard to understand the rabbit. So Mark is not a great ventriloquist.
Oh. I never saw his lips move at all.
Yeah.
Of course, it was off camera the whole time. But,
that might have been on purpose. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our good friend Al Skinner. Thank you, sir, for being here today.
Yeah.
We had some great comedy with Mack Dryden. We also had Andy Kindler and comic magician Mark Kornhauser. It was a lot of fun, a little bit of variety. Thank you for joining us, Al. Always a good time having you here. And a little bit of magic up front.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We'll be back next week with some more great videos. Bye!
Thanks for watching the Tag Team Talent Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss the next big talent reveal. And don't forget to write in the comments below which performer you thought was best in this episode. We love hearing from you. See you soon!